All right, guys, I'm going to explain to you the traits breakdown worksheet. So before you continue with your project, so today I explain your project, you're going to create an imaginary animal or plant that's going to help your country move from undeveloped to developed. So the key thing is that it's supposed to be completely ridiculous as far as their abilities. So like completely ridiculous. I mean, unachievable, just outrageous. The key to the assessment is to also link those traits to the specific needs of the people within your country. So it can't just be like, oh, the animal poops food. Because that, like, yeah, the people in your country need food, but what kind of food do they need? Okay. So specific needs of your country. Below are two categories for the traits you're going to design. Read the instructions for specific area. So when we're talking about meeting the needs of the people, you're going to give 5 characteristics that your plant or animal has that meets the needs of the people within your country. So you're going to give the trait, just like kind of what the trait is, and then you're going to describe how this links to your country. Okay. So for you guys specifically, I designed a fake country. So my fake country is called Chambersland. Okay. So in Chambersland, one of my traits for my animal is that it poops iron. Okay. So, and then I go on to explain specifically why I chose this trait. So in Chambersland, or Chambersland has an extremely low supply of iron for manufacturing and building materials. So they can't manufacture because they don't have iron. So this animal poops iron to provide a renewable resource of that. Again, completely ridiculous, but that's the point. It also grows fibers that is pre-spun to yarn. And then I go on to explain there's no animals in this country that produce fiber for clothing, which makes everyone either use what little plant fibers they can find or import. So they don't want to import. We don't want them to import. So this animal has hair or fiber that's already pre-spun into yarn for them to use to make clothing. Okay? So those are my examples. Other thing is allow your plant or animal to thrive in your country's climate. So remember, climate is one of the big things we talked about with the struggle with undeveloped countries, because they have extreme climates or environments. It's really hard for plants or animals to survive. So what are some things your animal has? So describe 5 characteristics of your plant or animal that allow it to thrive in that country. So it's going to allow it to be very successful in that country. In the box, make sure you describe how this trait links back to the information you researched about your country. So here is my example. So one of my examples is my animal eats rocks. In Chamberlain, there's very little plant life, and the soil is very rocky. So the animal eat rocks in order to provide it with a food source that's available. Other animals don't eat rocks. They wouldn't be able to survive. This guy does. The other thing I said is my animal has a built-in water tank. So in Chamberlain, there's very little water. So animal is built in water tank. So when it gets the supply of water, it builds it up so that it can use it later. It's also available for itself or for the people. So again, key thing to remember, 5 traits, 5 descriptions, and really in detail about how that links back to your country. So you really have to have that research aspect done before you can kind of move on to this aspect, because you got to really research what do these people need. And again, if you research and you find out their primary diet consists of rice, well, don't make the animal produce rice because they already have rice. What do they not have? What do they need? So again, animals supposed to be as ridiculous as possible, meet the needs of your country specifically. I'll go through once you submit it and I'll highlight these in red or in green. Green means they're good. Red means maybe your description's not good enough. Maybe your trait doesn't meet the needs of your people, but I'll always leave comments for you to edit. So hopefully this helps.